Hello and welcome back to Sports Tower Talk, back at it again with a double episode today. And we move on to the final team in the AFC East Division, the New York Jets. Quite frankly, the Jets are the worst division and quite maybe the worst team in the league right now. But it's not stopping them from making any signings to hopefully improve the team with second-year head coach Aaron Glenn. Before we get to the mock draft, let's go ahead and go to a deep dive in their free agency, which they have spent a lot of money on a lot of big names, especially on the defensive side. Starting on the defensive side, it all started when the Jets traded for safety Minkah Fitzpatrick with the Miami Dolphins in a trade, along with exchanging 7th round picks, both of them from this year. Then going from there, the Jets were able to sign Joseph Ossai from Cincinnati to a 3-year contract, as well as getting David Onyemata, Devondre Sweat in a trade of the Titans, and bringing a familiar face back, linebacker Damari Davis, who first began his career with the New York Jets, and with one of the best low-key signings in free agency, gaining Nahshon Wright, who had a breakout year in Chicago on a 1-year contract. As for the offense, they were able to franchise tag Breece Hall and acquire quarterback Geno Smith in a trade with the Las Vegas Raiders that earned them draft capital. The Jets spent a lot of money to help upgrade this defense in hope that Aaron Glenn could help change something that was a defense that was one of the worst and also did not record a single interception all year long. The New York Jets have close to $40 million left in cap space to spend in free agency for this offseason. But they decide, I don't believe the Jets are going to do anything else to sign players, pending anything that I've missed. But they do have to address a lot of positions in the upcoming draft, especially at guard, since they did lose Elijah Vera Tucker to the division rival New England Patriots, who sorely needed help on their offensive line as well. The Jets' offense is definitely atrocious, but they have some players they can work around with. But let's take a look at what they did in this year's mock draft to see if they can improve on their 3-win season from last year. Sitting with 10 draft picks in this year's draft, I have them going out with the best players available that they can find. Starting at number 2, selecting Arvell Reese, the next best player available after Fernando Mendoza. And at pick 16 in the first round, they select a cornerback in Avion Terrell to help out the secondary. Then going to the second round, they get 2 Alabama players, quarterback Ty Simpson and his teammate Jermaine Bernard, the wide receiver. And into day 3 of the later rounds, I have them drafting defensive players and offensive players even on both sides, as a linebacker, defensive lineman, and a safety, and 2 offensive linemen and a running back for the much needed depth positions and possibly eventual starters. Quite frankly, in my opinion, this doesn't feel like near more than enough draft picks for the Jets because they need to draft a lot of players for a lot of different positions, even if it's the same thing. This Jets team has struggled time after time with disappointing season after disappointing season. But in this draft class, there is a lot of good players that can make an impact on this Jets team that the Jets could surely use as foundational pieces for the future. And right now, let's start with Arvell Reese as one of them. Arvell Reese is quite frankly the best defensive player in this year's draft class. Standing at 6'4", 240 pounds, he ran a 4.46 at the NFL Combine, which is insane. He shows elite size and length to overwhelm blockers as a true edge rusher, while also having the vitality to play multiple positions on the defensive front at edge rusher, inside linebacker, and slot defender. Not only that, he is a surefire tackler that can wrap players up consistently. Because of his size, athleticism, and violent playstyle, it makes him that type of defensive cornerstone that teams can build around for the next decade or so. To make up the loss for Sauce Gardner, selecting Avion Terrell, the 16th overall pick, makes a lot of sense. Terrell is known as is the best corner coverage player among the nation, showing versatile boundary nickel flexibility, elite ball skills, and is willing to play in run support despite his lean frame. Not only that, he can also has 3 down value to play against the run involvement, shows elite fluid hip movement to stay with the receivers, and has 0 stiffness with tremendous agility. Not only that, he has got a brother, his older brother being that of AJ Terrell, the star cornerback who plays for the Atlanta Falcons. He may be undersized at 5'10 and a lean at 186 pounds, but that won't stop him from being one of the best corners to be taken in this year's draft class. The last player I want to mention is quarterback Ty Simpson. He is an interesting case since teams might be looking at him after Mendoza to be the next best quarterback to be taken, but yet it doesn't make sense for any of the teams in the first round to select a quarterback considering everything. So for me, him falling to the top of the second round just outside the first makes a lot of sense to the Jets. Simpson was one of the biggest risers in the 2026 draft class who shows elite poise and mental processing despite being a starter for only a year. He's also a solid player that can extend plays and pass well on the run, shows high football IQ, and has great pocket awareness. This will be the next cornerstone piece for the Jets as they will have selected their next quarterback for the future in hopes that he can make a difference than the rest of the others. Like the Miami Dolphins, I don't expect a lot from the New York Jets. Frankly, I don't expect anything. If they had won 3 games last year despite everything that happened, and as of right now, the expectation for the Jets, just make it through the season. I guess if you have to put one way of a success, double the wins. Get 5 or 6 wins. If somehow the Jets can do that while showing improvement on the defensive side, that might be one season to look forward to because that shows that the Jets have made the right choices in free agency and in the draft, and they have something to look for going towards the next season. That's all I have for today. Make sure to like and follow on the video. Follow me on YouTube, Instagram, and on X. Make sure to like, comment on the video. And as always, I will see you next time.